Welcome. We were starting a bit later than we thought, but I think we'll a little bit speed up. So welcome to my presentation and how to learn agility. We'll be experiencing today some interaction here. So I was trying to alter the space here, but I'll be inviting you on the stage. So we'll be see how it's going. My name is Jakub Perlak. I'm Agile coach and design thinking coach. So I'm trying to bring those two mindsets into organization space, trying to find how actually enable teams and find the products that people love, with some bumpies, as you can probably imagine. But I'm using the learning using the games and simulations as a part how we can learn together. So. We'll be starting this from the contract, from the audience. So we'll be creating the space of safety here. So the first part of the talk will be interactive one. We don't have much space here, but still I think we can manage around 20 people. So there will be high-paced simulation. So anyone who decided to come, please feel free, and you can always opt out. So during the exercises, you can say, oh, it's not for me, I can come back to the audience. So. Everything is voluntary. I'll be using a whistler, which is super annoying. And I haven't found it a more effective way to get attention yet. So I will try to use it in minimal ways. So in order to keep your ears in the comfort. One of the rules is like involve to understand. If you come here, please try to make fun. Try to involve in the exercises. If someone is joining late to the game, we are not stopping it. So it's like a basic rules, how we want to start it. This famous quote, I don't know, it's originally from Benjamin Franklin, but it's actually really sticking to what is the message of this talk and message how the people is learning. Tell me and I forgot. So remember, like at the typical school, we have the lectures, teachers. Try to remember how much information you still have in your head. I'm still counting this. If you teach somebody, well, if you teach using different methods, they will be remembered. But the holy grail of education is actually to involve people, because in the involvement in activity, we are learning a lot. Right. Enough talking. Let's see what this really means. So I would like to invite on the stage around 20 people. Guys, come on, it will be super safe. I think in this environment, remember, if you are involved, you are learning. If you are not involving, you are not learning. All right, I think we have space of at least 2 people. It's not the most bigger room I ever been, but it's enough. Sorry guys for the light, I was trying to switch it off, but they told me that you are on the stage, you need to be blind. All right, 2 more people, we are not then stopping. So guys, what are you going to do? You are just like a randomly selected, semi-selected to come to the stage. Let's play the first game. It's a brand new game called Broken Blind Arrow. What's the rules? Imagine that you are an arrow. Everyone saw the arrow, like in the medieval thing? Right. And you are aiming a target. And in the specific environment, we'll be targeting each other. I know, it's not, but how does it work? You make an eye contact, for example, I make one eye contact, you form an arrow, and you try to approach this person. And if you say that the distance is too close, you just broke the process, saying that's okay. That's only for that. So make an arrow, pick one person, try to aim it. If you said that the distance is too close, just break the arrow. Usually it's approximately 2 meters. It was like in the pandemic time. Now you can get a little bit closer. It's up to you. Whenever you feel you want to break the process, please do it. We will be repeating this at least 2 times. So try to identify. If you reach the person, you broke the process, immediately try to find another person with the eye contact. Is it clear? Right, enjoy. Please do. I'll be playing with you. Right, if you meet each other, try to change the target now. And find someone else. Right, at least 3 people. All right, I'm still seeing some arrows. Fantastic, thank you for that. I was... It's enough. It's enough for 2 items. Right. Now, you are a little bit warm up. This space is already quite a warm place, but at least you identify some people by the eye contact. So that will help us to form teams. So try to form teams around 5 people. It could be 4, it could be 6, it could be 3, it could be 7, up to you. It's the first task, but before you go that, let's reflect what will happen. In that teams, you'll be selecting the person who will be playing the role of product owner in this game, and I'll be speaking only to the product owners, because I am nasty customer and I don't like to crowd, so I'll be speaking only one person from the team, and I'll be passed the challenge. So you don't know what the kind of challenge it is. Okay, the game calls human machine, but you don't have idea what it's all about. So organize the team, select the product owner, and I'll be asking the product owner what to do. And basically, that's all. Form the firms. Again, no, without not do. There's not the air now. Try to form a team. In that team, try to select the product owner or person who I'll be speaking with. Yes, you can. One or more? Oh, no, wait for it. Okay, you are already product owner.
Yeah.
Okay, I need more, all product owners come to here. Come here, guys. Right. And I will show you the direction, but I will try to not to speak the microphone, because only for you. Right. That was unintended.
That was annoying.
Annoying. Okay, I will tell you but the teams is speaking anyway, so they are not paying attention. So guys, you will be building the machine, and the kind of machine is, for the one team, it's a piano, which would like to build a human piano. Okay? It's a train. Okay, it's a guitar. Okay. Okay, it's an airplane. And all right. Okay, let me. Traffic jam. Okay. Last one is the tricky one. Traffic jam. Right. No. Yes. And what's the rules? You are going to build it, so everyone in the team needs to play part of this game. So if you are doing something, everyone in the team needs to do it.
So everybody in the team should be part of this.
Yes, precisely.
We are not part of.
You are part of the team. You are product owner.
What are the tools are we choosing?
You are the body and tools, so you are on the stage in the theater. You try to show it by any movements.
Okay, and we can show them the paper. I mean, you can tell them.
Yes, you can actually expose it. One rule: no sound, no sound, no voice.
It's miming.
Yes.
So we are communicating with the team with no sound.
Yes.
Can we just tell
Well,
them?
you can tell by name, but no, as a machine is silent. I will come back for you in 5 minutes, and adding maybe additional information. Go to the teams, explore it. 5 minutes.
So I didn't get it. Okay, I'm product owner. I go to my team,
And
then
you
we have to build with our bodies.
with the
this
guitar.
machine.
Yes.
And I can tell them that it is a guitar?
Yes.
And that's it?
That's it. But you need to figure out how you want to present it.
Uh-huh, okay, okay.
People would like to guess it from the audience.
Sure, thanks.
You're welcome. 5 minutes. Right. People of the audience, please observe. If you are getting bored with observation, you can go to the website called Agile Manifesto. It will be helpful later. Okay, can I ask product owners to come to me? Okay, guys. After tough consideration, only for you, I was thinking about maybe we are on the stage, you can use the voice. So if you thought about the idea of the machine, now you can add the voice. But for that, you have just 1 minute. So.
And we need to communicate that voice.
And also in this one, we are not being the drivers, we are the vehicles.
Think about how to present it with the human. You are, yes,
can be the driver.
you can be a driver.
We can add the voice to emulate.
Yes, 1 minute for that. All right, time's up. I think your teams are ready. As you know, probably at every work, there's a now idea to show the result of your work. So what is going to happen, we will allow every team to present what was their task to the audience, and audience will try to guess what kind of machine they are. Is anyone would like to start? All right, thank you. Okay, first team.
Can we get the entire cleared? Maybe like this?
All right. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry again. All right. Any ideas? What's that? Airplane. Big applause for the team. But mosquito is a good one. Right. Next one. All right, big applause. What's that? I'm hearing piano. All right. Was it piano? Yes. Right. Right, any guesses from the audience? Parking. What I am also hearing? Traffic jam. I had a traffic jam. Is it a traffic jam? Yes. All right, big applause. All right, any guesses? A guitar. What? Right. Any ideas? What's that? Train. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Please don't sit. I know that you want to escape from the stage. I promise you that this is the last game that we have. So we finished the human machine. Let's jump to Agile airplanes. So in the same team that you already built it and greatly presented your products, you are so successful that we think about really to put you to real business, making of the airplanes. And the idea of this business is to create as many high-quality paper planes as you can in your selected technique, so you already know how to build these airplanes. Does anyone build already in the high school somewhere? Right. This is what I thought. We selected the most prominent engineers in the airplanes in paper. You will be working in the iterative mode. I don't know if you are familiar with this type of working. Some people are still practicing this. The idea is that you'll be building something plan to build for 2 minutes, then try to build it for 2 minutes, review it together, and reflect it for 1 minute. We will have 2 iterations. Looking on the time, I think we can squeeze that 2 iteration. Rules of the game. Only one person can fold one element of the plane at the same time. Remember, you are a team, so you are kind of contributing to building a plane. So if you know how to build a plane, well, you can make a folded, but everyone in the team needs to contribute to the plane. It could be even, looking the quality of the plane, but everyone needs to be involved. What else? You need to do it in 2 minutes, so you need to think how many planes you can do it in that time. It will be tricky, you are doing this first time, but we can embrace uncertainty and changes in the conference. There will be distance. So what's the expectation from the customer? The expectation of the customer is that I think I need a plane that can fly from this stand till I think, and that's the life crossing the line, till to this line. So guys sitting in the backstage will hate me because there will be a target of the planes. So. All right. So that's the almost equal line. So your requirements to build a paper plane that can move from this direction to over the line. Hitting the people in the backstage doesn't count, so don't try to aim at them, at least intentionally. What else? The crushing the paper and throwing it that way is a cheating, so it's not the plane. So the plane has to have some kind of wings and ideas. Any questions?
It's a crash plane.
Yes?
Have we changed the requirements, like the distance?
No, we will see after the first iteration. We will see after the first iteration. This is like your challenge right now to really build a plane that you can do it. Any more questions? Well, it's typical. Some teams already started to designing. We haven't started the planning yet.
The question is, in this role, are the products that were in previous game remain products, or we can?
No, we are now doing something similar. You can remain as a product owner here, but you already get what you want to build. How you can do it this? I'll be measuring the time carefully using this unprecise timer. And I have like a limited number of the papers as well. So think carefully because it's a scarce resource in this time. So I'll be asking the teams to collect the papers from me, and after this we'll have a time for 2 minutes for plan how we want to build it, and then 2 minutes actual building, and we'll have 2 minutes for the review. So review will be happening that person will be standing here and throwing the planes. And you will have 1 minute reflection after that. All clear? Sure. No, it's actually the last one. So if you can remain like around 10 minutes more, that will be like more theoretical part. And by the way, if you are bored, go to Agile Manifesto principles. We'll have right away game after this for the audience. Right, let's plan. So guys, come for the paper.
How many papers do you get?
How much you think your team can build?
Wow, no?
Yeah, I remember this. We can run it. Or right now even. You can start. Sure, run it. Right, 2 minutes.
Jakub,
Yes.
one question. That first requirement, only one person can make one fold at a time. Does it apply to one plane? So that can each of us make one plane and one fold at a time?
Every plane needs to be touched by everyone on the team.
Okay.
So you are not splitting the work for the people. Yes, like this. How much?
I have 3.
All right. Here we go.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, guys, planning is going to the over. We will have 2 minutes for building the planes. Time, yes, start building the planes. Right. Last minute.
Here's the form now.
Oh.
Okay, here it is. So you can ask anyone to just tell them.
2 minutes for testing.
No, testing is included in the iteration in the building.
So you can ask everyone to come.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So, guys, in the meantime, because there will be throwing airplanes, there's like a poll for you on the scale of 1 to 10. How much or how do you like playing the games in the environment? You can pick the number. 1, it means I played once and I didn't like. 10, I'm always love to play and happy to try new things. Try to identify yourself in the scale and use the pool. You probably can do it in this match about application. That was the first test. Bravo, guys. It's actually time for the reviewing. So can I ask the teams to stop building, please? All right. Okay, that's the property of the team. Right, guys, can I ask the first team to do presentation for us? Please come to this line. You know the rules. We will be counting. So how many airplanes have you built? 4. Okay. Let's see the test. Yes, this is the imaginary line that we are starting. Okay, guys. You can do it simultaneously if you like. 1. You can do it, you know, hold it.
How many items do we need to make? Everyone?
Okay, 3. Yeah, up to you. You decided to build 2. It's okay. All right, last one from the team. All right, big applause, guys. So 2 of 4, right? 2 of 4, 50% of predictability. Let's see what others have.
We created stealth bombarder.
Okay, you already said that this is whole quality. Let's see the line. Okay, guy. Whoa. Wow, Akka professionals. Okay, good jobs, guys. 2 of 2. Fantastic. Let's invite the next team. You can throw it simultaneously if you like.
No, really?
Yes.
That would be novel.
That's the improving of the review process. Okay, 3 on the same time. Let's see how.
2, 3.
Oh! Big applause, guys. Big applause. Okay, let's invite the team. Next one.
Hoćeš ti bacat sve? Može bi at the same time?
4.
Oh, actually, no.
How come no?
But it's not landing after the line. It's not committing.
She was breathing.
Oh, that was counterproductive. All right, let's see the next one. Yay! Bravo. I think there is... Have we got all the teams? Oh, we are seeing the last team. Yay, great. Right, have we got all of them? Yep, fantastic, guys. You have 1 minute to reflect how you will change the process in building. So 1 minute of the reflection. If you have so successful, you don't have to change, right? But small improvements, like even, you know. Can I come back to my presentation? Fantastic, thank you. Right, thanks for all your responses on the chat. The callers say me that at least some of you like the game, so thank you for being here. Okay.
We go?
Okay, have you thought about...
Yes.
Okay, can you... Okay, fantastic. Okay, human problem, right? So people, interaction, tools, methods, process thing. Yeah.
Definition of done a little bit differently.
All right, fantastic. Can I show your reflection to the whole of the audience as well? So I will try to repeat after you. All right, guys, every good retrospective comes to the end. I was thinking actually to bring something to the audience, only what you have learned. So can I ask every team to just like briefly summarize what you guys want to change in the process of building the airplanes. And I'm asking the first team, what do you like to change?
We find out where the bug is, so quality control, so different definition of done or acceptance criteria or something that, and it was a human error.
Human error, okay.
We forgot one step, two planes.
All right, so definition of them, how to improve the backlog, and so increasing competence in the team. Training. Right, thank you for the team. Next team.
We found that the initial design, or 3 designs that we tried out weren't good enough, so we would redesign the whole thing
Okay,
and try again.
try again. Fantastic, in the spirit of experimentation. That rings a bell. Okay, thank you. Next team.
So we have taken the approach of the 2 ways of making the planes, the longer ones and shorter ones, depending on the folding of the paper. The longer ones performed better, but we thought that maybe we shouldn't scratch the whole project with the shorter ones, but introduce some smaller improvements which will be less costly than doing it from the scratch, so that the shorter ones also perform well.
All right, so you want to try the different design of the plane.
Yeah, but maybe only an improvement, not a totally different one.
All right, like a small incremental improvement. Okay, good. How about you guys? What do you want to improve?
Well, according to the uploads that we got, we actually concluded that the product is good enough. So the quality is good. It met the objective, that's for sure. So what we want to improve is actually the moment of surprise. And you will be surprised, probably, if everything works.
All right, thank you. How about you guys?
We realized that we could build more planes, as we were focused at the first one on details, discussing and trying to add details and to improve the product. So I think if in next round we would build more.
Improve the speed maybe, and we lack business domain knowledge, I would say, because we knew nothing about building paper planes.
But you already have experience of one iteration.
Yeah.
All right, so increasing the quantity. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, guys. I think that you can't wait to build the next one. Unfortunately, we decided to cancel the further founding of this project. So big applause for every team. And I would like to welcome you to come back to the stage. So once again, big applause for boldness and courage to come to the stand. Right, I promise I'm not leaving the audience alone. So, question to the people that were observing how we're making fun. Have you identified, raise your hand if you identify at least one Agile principle. Okay, I'm seeing 1, 2 hands, 3, 4, okay, 5 people. So raise your hands if you identify at least 3 Agile principles in this. Okay, I'm seeing 2 hands, 3 hands, okay. Fantastic. So raise your hands if you observe more than 5. All right. Not seeing anything. So right. So who has the biggest number of identified?
Almost all of them.
Almost all.
Yeah.
So if you said
Number 7.
number 7, if so,
Where is the software? Working software. Yeah.
But we can connect it to the plane,
so
we
you,
can connect to everything we were inside.
right. So the 7 is the biggest number on the audience. If so, you can call the bingo out loud. Thank you. Yes, you are on the opera theater, sorry. I think there was small warnings on the backstage of your participation. Okay, Usually when we have like these games and you have a lot of post-its, you can think about the reflection. So I'm giving you 1 minute of free of time to reflecting what have you observed. If you're taking part in this, think about for yourself what kind of activities you are having in your head. If you're in an audience, you observe something, you reflect something with the principles. 1 minute for you extra before I go to the next slide. If you want to write it down somewhere, it's the time. Usually it's like not enough time at the conference to make a notes. Okie doke. Time for reflection is over. So now we are approaching to the whole idea why we play the games. And you'll be surprised, but if we will be attaching the participants to the fMRI or any brain scanner, there will be a lot of craziness happening in their head. So one thing for sure is that the playing activity with other people really sparks our activity. Remember, this title of this talk is actually to bring how to bring the learning through the games. And games itself are fun, but during this activity, we have enormous opportunity to actually activate ourselves and learn something useful. I also put one more. Has anyone read the book Essentialism? Just checking. Once again? Yes. Just once. One is enough. One is enough. But there's a nicely finding about if we mention any neuroscience, it already gives us some credibility in the talking. So he quoted one of the study that one thing is certain is that during the play, animals and humans are also animals, especially prone to be flexible and creative in the games. And does anyone know what is also synonym for flexibility? Adaptability? Not breakability. Okay. I heard some agile from the first row. Adaptability. So what we think that in the games, and we are extending our tolerance to different states. People here at the stage were very courageous, but they didn't know what will happen. Hopefully not. So what is actually was part of this game to expose us to the uncertain thing that we embrace together because of the environment that we created. And raise your hand if you want to have creative people at work. Right. Okay. All right, I'm seeing majority. And have you ever been watching Monty Python Flying Circus? Yeah. Yeah, pretty popular. And there's a guy called John Cleese. I was trying to picture that person, but I am terrible with the drawing, but I'm not giving up. And he's kind of, after finishing a lot of comedies, he starts talking about the creativity itself. And one of the typical phrase from him is, it's like, if you want creative workers, you need to give them enough time to play. Because by playing, we are also creative. I was told myself to quote Monty Python once. Okay, justification. So, okay, that was a little bit inspirational, like, okay, some brain scientists, some authors of the famous books or less famous books, apparently, some figures from the pop culture, but there is something in this, guys. And now let's jump to the science part. So one of the, it's the first article found in the education science that team training conducted in simulated environment, kind of like this, maybe more time, with, could be additional in terms of benefits. in terms of enhancing performance and help reduce errors. So we really can create an environment to train people how to do something in the nicely playful manner. And question, has anyone heard about the Kolb cycle in terms of learning? Okay, some people arguing it's just a model. Just the model, and it's quite old model. Maybe it's older than some of you at the stage here. However, it's a useful model to shape the trainings for the people. So what we did, actually, we set up the experiment, so activity. Where we are right now, we have some reflection. Some of you individually, you have here very quickly in the audience. And now we are theoretizing, so trying to find the concept of what this actually means, so what's the concept behind this, like this Kolb cycle. The next part will be trying to apply this in the practice. So some of you already try to make it different planes. Some of you would like to maybe thinking, oh, maybe I will do something with my team. How to create something that we can bring to the action. And of course, it's just touching the surface of the learning. But we as people, older one, we are more prone to learn in that way, that it's rather a more engagement in the activities, rather just theory. One more thing, in terms of justification why we are doing this. It's actually, it's quite famous in Poland. It's not so famous abroad because he's not writing in other language than Polish, which is a bit sad. But I have a personal journey right now to share something called educational situation. What is actually educational situation? It's actually the space that we can together intentionally make a cognitive activity. Sounds a bit it's like a psychological mumbo jumbo, but what we mean by that? We together are responsible to create a space that we can learn and make our cognitive thing. So one of the cognitive functions is learning and memorizing and thinking, by the way. So in order to have this intentionally, so together we create a space for that. And this guy called Jackowski is actually said that in order to create this, we need a safety. So look what's happened at this stage. At the first, we start with the contract. We said, okay, that's the basic rules. You can do it voluntarily. You can opt out. We are in the safe environment. So we build a sense of safetiness here. Then we are part of the community. Like a narrow community, but also broader community, the people that at least are interested to go to the conference. So there's also assumption in that community that we can support to each other, support in learning as well. And there is a purpose of that. The purpose of this activity is actually how to learn some concept of agility, so we touch the principles through the simulation and the games, how to consciously reflect on that. And we have the activity itself. Learning and reading about it, it's actually also useful, but putting into the practice matters. So that's the idea behind it. Right. Well, that's actually call for action. It's your time for the practice. You're wondering, probably yourself, how to design games. And has anyone heard about the facilitation? No, never. Yeah, me neither. That's why I'm not using that word. So what you can do as a person that's creating a space, you can consciously divide the experience using some basic principles. One of the basic principles is convergent and divergent thinking. It's something that we start something to explore ideas, but to some point we need to try to group them to make something concrete. And we can build this into the series of the activities. So for example, if we start with only bringing the ideas, imagine the meeting about improving something, only bringing the ideas, how to improve something. I don't know if you've ever experienced a situation, but you can invite a lot of people and they just throwing the ideas. But without a structure that's helping you shape the ideas to getting more concrete, you'll be in the endless possibility stage, which is not the best one. So that's a basic principle how to make the game, at least to draw it. One of the useful things, and that's why I mentioned facilitation, but I think it comes from the guy who has spent a lot of time in facilitation, is 7P. Funny thing, if I didn't draw it, I read about it, I always forget about it. 7P, well, nice abbreviation, but I didn't have an idea what it's all about. So what I did, I draw it. And actually, I draw it inspired by the book Game Storming. And it could be like a checklist for the game. So if you're making a game, you need 2 participants. Playing solo games is good for the video games, but it's like if you look on the popularity, multiplayer games are getting more popular. Still don't know why, but it's the market. So we have a people. But having a people without the process, you will have a crowd. So we would like to have some kind of the process. But this process should lead to something. It should be actually related to the purpose. So what we want to really achieve. Game is a part of fun. It's great, something that's fired us up. We can play the games just for the playing of the games. It's also okay. But we can also use the games in the purpose manner to really learn something and teach each other something. So it's a result of also the game. So sounds like a very simple thing. But as you can imagine, there's always preparation phase. So we want to really think about, okay, what I need to create such an environment, what I need to prepare in terms of the practical things, and what I need to avoid of. So what I was thinking about to avoid entering this room, about the stage setup here. It's like, oh, it's not so, it's a bit crowded here. So I was thinking how to avoid the pitfall that someone was just, standing and not seeing what's happening. So many things that you can consider if you are inventing games to think. And this 7P could be like a checklist useful for you. I'm not saying this is definition of done for the game, but it can be like a checklist that can help you. So that's the idea. How to come to ideas. I imagine that you played a lot of games in your childhood. However, you can always find the good ideas on the website. That's one of the cheap learning that you can have at the conference. You can find the knowledge free in the internet. And the testing cupcase, has anyone used that page? Yeah, pretty popular. I'm many times hearing go to the testing cupcase. I've been there several times. I hate the design. And for me, when I'm learning about the games, I need to practice this. Otherwise, I don't have a clue, and I'm inventing my own games, which is also okay, because you can find an inspiration in that. If you're a more guy or girl or whatever you like, it's actually something that you can do from the books. So you don't have to read all of them, actually. It's like there's usually the part that they have repetitive games. So those 2, I think, are the most popular, so game storming and innovation games. Essentially, as I already mentioned, it's like a more philosophy of life book, but there is a nice part of the game. So that's why and there's like a lovely book for free in a Lean Pub by lovely 2 Agile coaches and called Collaboration Games, and the book about any games that teach the teams. You'll be surprised how many those ideas are not in the field of Agile, but in the field of management, education, how to play with the kids. One of the best sources of the inspiration for the games, which I'm creating, I actually have it from the book, How to Teach the Children How to Play. So you will be amazed how good stuff are there. So that's for inspiration. And actually, we have still roughly 6 minutes more. So I was thinking about to play and asking some questions with you, because that's all about. It's like creating the space to learn to each other. So if you want to know more, you can go to that website of mine and learn more about the games, other stuff. And I think we still have 6 minutes. So I don't know if there are any questions much about, but first I would like to ask if there are any questions from the stage. Oh, there it is. Oh, one question. That's lovely. Any suggestions of agility games for remote teams? Yes. So if you use collaborative tools like Miro or Mural, there's plenty of the games that you can use, or plenty already create a structure for that. So you just go and say games for the Agile teams, Miro or Mural, and you will find tons of them. That's one thing. Second thing is that you can be more, let's say, creative, or I'm not saying that using Miro and Mural is not creative, but you can find the games like some simulation. So for example, finding a game that you can play with the team and to reflect on that game. Sometimes what I did with the teams, not every team is okay with that, is that we are playing like a game of collaboration. So like a simple game with something on the internet. Just simply, there's a nice game about the, I think, prison dilemma, about trust game that you can play, someone can do it from the game theory. All of good stuff it is already in the internet. So if you find the games for the remote teams, start with Miro Mural, create actually you can even create a PowerPoint for yourself and together edit it in, for example, in Google Docs. So many possibilities. What limits you? Your imagination, and remember about preparation. Is there any other questions? Oh yeah, 0 likes. Is there ever an overlap between games and liberating structures? Nice question. Actually, how many of you know liberating structures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Liberating structure is the great set of the facilitation structures to enabling decision-making, enabling participation in this anything. So there's like plenty of nice techniques like 1, 2 for all, for example. So structures to involving people in the collaboration. Games actually is, you can take some elements of that into the game. So that's why I mentioned facilitation at the beginning. It's like you can consciously use some part of the liberating structures into your game, but by this design, the game is something broader. It's like a activity that you can do for the purpose. I'll make a like for that, if I can. Okay, guys, 3 more minutes. If you have any more questions, I have one reflection about thinking. Oh, there it is.
So what to do when, for example, the developers tell you, oh no, we don't like playing games, don't try this with us, and you try and you really get shitty feedback, but you still want to gamify things.
How? And I was actually, coincidentally, I was thinking about raising this topic. We, mostly by our schools, thinking that games are childish, trivial, and the games are for the children at the best. And I can imagine, and I know some people that they don't want to play at work, they just want to do the work. Be professional, they don't want to talk about anything about it. So there's always like a context if they want to try for this. So they can observe and be part, because one of the worst thing is try to convince them to play. They don't want to, that's their attitude. You can dig deeper why it's that. If they say, I don't want to play, it's okay. What I'm doing with the people like this is like, okay, I'm checking with the rest of the people. If they want to try, they are open to try something. I would mostly focus about creating environment for them rather than designing environment for the person who is stubborn and doesn't. It's completely fine. Not everybody needs to play part of it. The question is why this person doesn't want to involve. Yes.
If I can actually connect to that, because I did a lot of these games at 40 hours of IT. What I do is I actually show the motivation behind it first, like the whole experiential cycle, that people think, because they have bad experiences with poor facilitators, and they say games suck. We did something for half an hour, 1 hour, and then we just went.
Mm-hmm.
And the game doesn't make sense if you don't do the other part after the game, when you collect the reflections and connect it to practice. So what I usually do is present the bit with the cycle at the beginning and say what we will do is going to be silly for 15 minutes, but then it's going to connect to what we are doing for the rest of the day in our office or wherever we are. And that seems to somehow get people to be a bit more relaxed about doing something.
Precisely. If I reflect to this educational situation, if they don't see the purpose of activity and they are not feeling safe in that environment, they won't play or they won't benefit of that. If they are there's no sense of community of the team, there's like another challenge that you have. Usually, the approach to activities is like is the surface of something below. So as mentioned, like it's make sure that people understand why they are playing. If they are playing just for fun, it's still fun, but the fun could be a source of learning, and this is all about this, to using this fun to learning and growing, and how to get this information in the fun way to have a little bit more happiness at work at the end, or having like a more connection with the people. Right, I think we are on time. Thank you very much.